It's been a minute since I've done this. Okay. Are we finally all set up now? Hi beauties, it's BTK here. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I am back with another video. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoy yourself here. If this is your first video, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to see more. Hopefully I'm that charismatic and it makes you want to stay. Also, leave a comment, leave a like. It really does help my channel out. Even though we're a very tiny channel, I want to, hopefully grow a family and hopefully expand here on YouTube. Even though I post like... probably not as often as I should, but when I do post, I like to believe that it's quality shit that I'm giving y'all. I am so excited to have you guys here. And if you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be doing something really freaking cool. We will be doing a first impressions of two new palettes from Estate Cosmetics called the Sugar Daddy palette and the Baby Girl palette. I think it's really cool that I got this in PR. What? To do like a review. I think it's really cool because today is April the 17th and these palettes don't come out until the 27th. So I feel really exclusive. I feel real like A-list right now. I love this brand. If you guys are unfamiliar with Estate Cosmetics, they are a vegan cosmetics brand. They are Leaping Bunny certified, and I like their products a lot, especially their Bailey's Therian palette. It's like literally one of my favorite palettes. I like to use one of the colors as blush all the time. But I've already taken this out the package. They also sent me some candies because that's all that I need. It's candy. I'm trying to not eat them now because I actively have a cavity that I need to get filled sometime next week. But without further ado, let's get into this motherfucking theme song and let's get into this video. Go. Hey y'all, Editor TK here. I just want to let you know that I know this is a long video. This is my first time getting PR and reviewing something, and I guess showing my first impressions of something that I've gotten in PR. I first like to say that I want to thank Estate Cosmetics so much for sending this to me and believing in my vision and making me feel like a real influencer. I also want to say that this is a first impressions video, and I would encourage you all to watch the entire video before, how do I say this? There's going to be a lot of things said, but I want to make sure that, at least to my followers, that my platform and my audience and what I stand for is going to always be truth, and I am going to always give my honest opinion. So with that being said, just make sure you watch the entire video, and opinions are opinions, and I just want you guys to know that I respect Estate Cosmetics, and as grateful as I am for the opportunity, I am never going to do a review and not tell my truth. So I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but I really hope that I really hope that everyone knows that, like, I'm not coming from a place of malice or ill intent. I actually really just watch the video. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say, and then you're gonna watch the video and you'll see what I'm talking about throughout the video. But hopefully everyone knows that, like, everything that I do it with love, and that's it. Bye. Okay, so there are two 9-pan palettes, and I will go ahead and do swatches for you on these now. One is a neutral palette and one is a slightly more colorful palette. The Sugar Daddy palette is the neutral palette, and these are plastic. First of all, the packaging is so cute. It's like covered in receipts. Yeah, I love this packaging. It's covered in receipts because Sugar Daddies pay for things. And it's a neutral palette that looks like... I actually don't know what this palette's going to look like on my eye, but I will go ahead and give you guys swatches now. So it came with this little insert, and it says 1-800-HEY-BABY, your fave palettes are calling. I think that's really cute. And What it says here on this little insert is Sugar Daddy, the Sugar Daddy palette. Make a statement with Sugar Daddy, your new fave 9-pan palette for all things sultry and smoky. This palette boasts 3 shimmers in a light nude, a toasted brown, accompanied with 6 matte shades in copper and terracotta tones. Love that. So, let's get into some swatches, shall we? Okay, I really need to learn my angles because I am really bad at swatching things, apparently. Surely I should be able to swatch better than this, but the truth of the matter is I can't. We have Black Card, which is a shimmery champagne color. We have Damage, which is a matte pinkish neutral. Right below that, we have a little bit of a golden shimmer called Allowance. And then right below that, we have a matte called Strings. And it's like a slightly warmer neutral. We have Lifestyle, which is this peachy terracotta matte. I think it's beautiful. I'm probably going to end up using that one. We have Arrangement, which is a warm, well, I don't know how to describe it, but it's deep, a deep neutral color. We have Rendezvous, which is actually a lot lighter as a swatch than it is as a color, but I actually really like that. My favorite color of the palette so far is LBD, which is a shimmery coppery color. And then we have a matte warm neutral at the bottom called Sugar Daddy. And those were the swatches for the Sugar Daddy palette. And now we're going to get to swatching the Baby Girl palette, which is this, I literally keep forgetting about the little plastic things that are in there. So this palette, which is just so springtime, so pretty. I'm really excited for this one. I will go ahead and start swatching those, but before I start swatching those, let me read you what it says about the Baby Girl palette. Baby Girl palette. Sweeter than candy, satisfy your sweet tooth with our Baby Girl 9-pan palette. From effortless everyday glam to flirtatious evening looks, this palette got you covered. Indulge in the 3 pink tones, ivory cream, transparent shimmer, and velvety violet rose shades. Oh! And it's going to go with this shirt, hopefully, because it said violet, but now that I look at it, it's kind of pinky purple, but I'm still really excited. So let me get the colors on this arm, and then I will swatch those and tell you the colors of those. Oh wow, if you thought the first thing of me swatching was questionable, wait till you see these. Okay, so from the top, we have Mine, which is a bone whitey, off-whitey cream, fair type cream. I don't know what I'm saying. I just want to sound like a beauty guru. Okay, and then we have Exclusive, which is actually a very shimmery, more white, if that makes sense. We have this fuchsia-ish shade called And Chill, and it's like a shimmery fuchsia. Then we have Baby Girl, which is a shimmery champagne color. We have Miss Me, which is, it's swatched a lot lighter than I thought it would. We have You Up, which is not a very pigmented color, at least not on my deep skin. And then we have My Bitch, which is like a fair, really fair, powder ballet slipper pink, I guess. And then we have Shouty, which is this shimmer, which I think is a topper actually, because it's not very pigmented, but I think that it's very pretty. It has like a light blue reflect, but it's like a neutral base. And then we have this color, which is Thirsty, and it is a nude, cute color palette. I mean, cute, is it matte or is it shimmer? I think it's matte. Okay, so it's matte. Okay, so I've been thinking, and I don't know if I wanted to do like one side with one palette and one side with the other palette, or if I wanted to somehow combine the 2 palettes to make a single look. But I think, to be fair, I'm going to just use one palette for one side and one palette for the other side. So to get started, I'm going to first bring up the brightness on my camera. What is going on there? So I guess we'll start on this eye, and we'll use the Sugar Daddy palette, and let's get into it. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to draw my eyebrows on, actually. And then I'm going to get into this look. I'm going to draw my eyebrows on and prime my eyes, because I always do brows first. And since we're not reviewing brow products, then I'm just going to do that first. And then we should come back. Okay, my eyebrow is on. My lid is primed. I just used the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And if you use me for a color reference, then I use shade Deep Chestnut to prime that eye with concealer. And now that that is done, I'm going to dip into the shade Sugar Daddy, and I'm going to put that, take that on a fluffy brush and just put this all over my crease in a very haphazard manner. We're just going to just get loose with it and just put that all over our crease and a little bit above our crease, because we're going to put a color there to deepen it in a second. But it blends out really pretty. It's a lot more orange than I thought it was, but like in a good way. Like, it looks kind of cool in the pan to me, but look how well it blends out. Oh my goodness, am I a professional makeup artist? I don't know what I was expecting. Actually, I do know what I was expecting. I was not really expecting to like this palette as much, just because I tend to steer clear from neutrals. And the jury's still out. We have no idea how I'm going to feel about this by the end of this video. But so far, I'm loving the way it blends. I like the eyeshadow formula anyways. This blends out like the mattes from the Bailey Sarian palette, and I'm super here for it. And it builds really nicely as well. So once we have that color on like that, I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. Am I going to take a smaller blending brush? I totally am. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to take the shade Arrangement, and I'm going to put that just a little bit lower than that, just to deepen out that color right there. And see if that does anything prominent. I'm just trying to deepen that color up somehow, and I'm not really seeing any change. Yeah, this color's not really building or deepening any of that. Like, it looks deeper in the pan, but like in person, it's really not deepening anything up, and neither is it on camera. So that's going to put a damper on things a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to okay, well, this is a cute transition color, but I wanted some more depth than that. That's gonna make me sad, because I really wanted to put like a little bit more depth in there and then do like a halo eye of sorts, but it's not looking like that's going to happen for me on today. I will take a fluffy brush and take the shade Allowance and put that on my brow bone, like right there. Yeah, I never really thought that this palette would really be suitable for me. At least not in the way that I wear makeup. Like, if you're one of those people who like wear something very light anyways, then perhaps. But for me, like, I like a dramatic look, and I like people to like know that I'm wearing makeup. But it's just not really serving what I wanted it to serve. Okay. I am going to take Arrangement and put that over here just to deepen up the color right here where the see, you can tell the difference when I put it over here, but they don't really blend with each other very well. Because when I put Arrangement right here, you can tell the difference between Arrangement and Sugar Daddy. Oh, not even on camera can you? No. You can't. Huh. This neutral palette is not making me happy right now. I'm going to take a dark brown from another palette just to deepen it up the way I wanted it to, but I really thought this was going to be a standalone palette for me, and it's not really being nice to, it's not really doing what I thought it was going to do or what I want it to do. Give me a second while I put a deeper crease color in, and then we'll get in with the other shades. Okay, so I'm just taking a deeper brown and I'm putting that, focusing on my actual crease color. I mean, focusing on my actual crease line. And that's the effect that I wanted, to something a little bit deeper than that. So I wish that I had a color like this in there, but that's okay. Most people have. I don't know. I'm not mad or upset about anything, but I really just wish that there was like a deeper brown color in here that was still like a deeper warm brown than the ones that they have in there. And I'll just blend that out. And if it gets on my lid, that's okay, because we're going to cut the crease anyway. Like, you see that slight difference though? Like, you see how much that actually like just helps bring these colors in? So now we're going to take Sugar Daddy again and just blend those two together so that we have a nice little gradient to get ready to cut our crease. Yes! Perfection. Okay. Now I'm going to cut my crease, and you guys don't need to see me do that. Okay. Now I'm going to start having a little bit more fun with these, and I'm going to take just a flat lip brush because I do what I want. And I'm going to dip into the color LBD, and I'm going to start putting that on the outer portions of my cut crease. So we're just going to literally pack it on. I'm going to need a mirror. Actually, I'm going to use the mirror that comes with the palette. Can y'all see me? Yeah, alright. Put it on the outer portion of this eye. I really like that color. That is really pretty. It kind of reminds me of another shade of theirs, but like this one's like way more I guess wearable? I don't know. I don't know the word. But this is, now see, this I can get with, honey. Is that not beautiful AF? Excuse me. Okay. Do love this. And y'all know that I'm not the hugest fan of like neutral colored eyes, but like LBD is doing things that it needs to do. Alright, I'm now going to take the shade Allowance on that same brush and just start blending that in towards the middle. So where, a little bit where LBD ends, we're going to just sweep in Allowance. Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen anyone more gorgeous? So we're going to kind of just like close in the top part of that. Oh, that's pretty. I just look so freaking stunning. But they blend really nicely together. The shimmers are blending very nicely with one another. And it's not really distracting from... Yeah, that's pretty. Alright. And then last but not least, I'm going to take an even tinier brush and put Black Card in the very middle of that. So we have ourselves a 3-part shimmery halo eye. And we're putting this brightest of bright in the very middle. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's just... That should be illegal. Okay, so I used... It got away from me. I tried to like fix it by using the Estate liquid liner on top, and then I put a kohl liner on the bottom. but my liner skills are not up to par, as we can see. So that's what happened there. I'm going to throw on a lash at the end of this, but this is as good as I can do with a neutral palette, I think. I'm just not really a neutrals person, so personally this is not my favorite. Just because they didn't have like deeper shades than this. I think this would do better on someone lighter skinned than I. But it's not a terrible palette. It's just not a palette that's particularly for me. So I want to do the hard eye first, and then we can get into the more fun, colorful springtime eye that like speaks to my soul. Like, it's truly not even a bad eye. It's just not an eye that like I would wear, honestly. I think it has really fun colors. I would use it for like highlights, and I would use it for a good transition, but like I don't see someone like of my complexion going for this regularly. So yeah. Okay, and now let's get into the baby girl palette. I'm going to do my brow and prime this eye off camera, and then we're going to get started playing with this one. Okay, I primed myself with the Believe Beauty Lock It In eyeshadow primer. I don't see what it's called because the label has since been gone off, but it's their tan one. I think they only have 2 of them, and this is the darker tannish one, not the one that's in shade Universal, I believe. So yeah, I used that one because these are a little bit more colorful and not neutral, so hopefully that helps a little bit more with what I'm trying to accomplish here. And the first color that I'm going to dig in is going to be You Up. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and put that all in my crease. Yay me. And just as I suspected, nice color payoff. Yeah, I'm liking that. So we're going to put that all inside of our crease. It looks a lot more brown in the pan and very pink when you apply it, which I'm actually quite appreciative of, because I didn't want like more browns. You know what I mean? Does it look pink to you? It looks pink to me. I like it. I'm here for it. And I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy with this eye. I kind of want to dig into the shade And Chill and take a angled brush and put that on the outer corner, like probably pretty much halfway through here. So like just place that. Oh yeah, that's not at all as pigmented as I thought it was. It's really sheer. That's really sheer. Change of plans. We're gonna dig into Thirsty, and hopefully we get more coverage than that, and just work our way in. Okay, so if you tap it in, then you get more color. These are not swipey shades. These are tappy shades. I think they blend better when you tap too. Oh. Okay. So I wanted a little bit more color payoff than that, but I'm not unhappy with that. I just wanted it to be a little bit brighter, I suppose. Okay. This is going to be my 3rd layer. And hopefully that helps build it the way I want it to. But once you put the color on there, I'm wondering if it's going to stay on there. Okay. And with another, well, actually with pretty much like a packer brush, I'm going to tap into the shade Shouty and put that on the inner half of my eyelid. Just do something to keep it light and fresh and pretty. And then start tapping in between those two colors so it has a nice little blend. I will say they blend in with each other quite well. It's just I'm not getting a lot of color payoff. Which is crazy because like I have the Bailey Sarian palette and I pretty much, actually I can show you my Bailey Sarian palette. I use this one like regularly. It's a little bit like fucked up, but like I use this palette so often and I don't have any problem with like pigmentation. But Shouty is just like, it's pretty, but it's not really giving me like pigment. Especially like right here where I wish that like it would be a little bit more coverage. Okay, I guess I'm gonna keep building. It doesn't really build too crazy either. Like literally, like I feel like once you get to a certain amount of color, that's kind of where like it taps out like done here.
Okay, I'm done.
And the darkest color was You Up. And what I really wanted was to have like and Chill be like really dark and like fade into a lighter color. I mean into the inner corner, but that's just not happening. Alright, so I'm gonna take a very precise little brush like this and I'm gonna tap into Exclusive and I'm just gonna put that in my inner corner. And that's the most pigmented one. If I can get the other colors to be as pigmented as Exclusive, then we wouldn't be having these problems. This is the pigmentation that like I know from Estate Cosmetics. I have like their individual shadows. I have highlighters that work really well. I really like their lipsticks. I really like their Bailey Sarian palette. Like I thought that those palettes were great. These two palettes are just not really exciting me. And they're not performing the way I want them to perform. I need a brow bone highlight. And I'm going to dig into Baby Girl. And just put that where my brow bone is. Shear that out a little bit. No. Maybe put some Chill on top of that. Just to tone it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try to put some My Bitch right here and then try to put Shouty on top of that. Let's try to put some of My Bitch right here on top of that just to get something other than like white. Because it just looks white on me. It doesn't even look... It just looks white. Like, can we at least get it to look pink? No. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. I could probably use and Chill as like a blushy highlighter. Maybe if there's any pigment on there. Let's see. See, I would use that. I like the way that it looks like as a blush. I mean as a highlighter. But like not as an eyeshadow. I wouldn't use this for someone like my complexion, even like a little bit lighter than me, or a little bit like, or definitely any darker than me. Like, this is definitely like a cute highlighter moment. I want to be like, I want to like try to make this work. Like, I don't want to feel like I like failed at a palette, but like, this is not, like, at some point you have to trust the process, and then at some point you're gonna have to know like when to just like let it go. And I honestly feel like it's time to like let it go. I'm gonna go ahead and like, I'm gonna finish my face up as best I can, and then I'm gonna give you guys my final reviews on this. But I don't know, this launch just did not really give me the warm and fuzzies like I needed it to. And like, I'm gonna find a way to use these palettes to where they work for me, but I can already tell that like this is going to be like a highlighter palette or like a palette of like toppers for me, just because I'm not really getting as much pigmentation as I'm accustomed to from Estate. I'm gonna finish my face and then I'm gonna give you guys my final reviews, and I hope no one gets mad at me, because this is not it. Okay, so I'm taking the Bailey Sarian palette, and I'm gonna finish this eye off because like I'm just gonna need a little bit more depth for me. Look at that already. Already this is better. Hold on, let me zoom you in. Like, already the depth that I like need, because I feel like these palettes are very, I think these new launches are just very one note and don't really allow you to like add dimension or anything. At least like for like me and my style of makeup and my, oh, I love that already. This is Venice Fling, by the way. Like, I've never had a problem when it comes to Estate's like pigmentation, and I feel like, I don't know, somewhere along the line, like this time, things didn't really work out the way that people expected. Like, I'm already liking this eye a lot better. Yeah. I really hope that like no one gets upset with me. I've never really left a review that like, I don't know. I think my job is to like, you know, be a consumer and give feedback where it needs be. But like, I do feel like both of these palettes are like lacking depth. Like, even if you don't want something like super dramatic like this, I feel like you should still be able to like build on it. At least for like, I mean, like for my skin tone, yeah. Keep in mind, these are all just my opinions in the way that I do things, but like, you're here to, I mean, if, you know, you guys are here to hear my opinion. So, I really just hope that like no one gets offended by anything that I've said, but like, just understand what I mean. Because like now, that pink looks so much more pink, and you can tell that it's a different pink than the pink that's in my crease. And now I don't mind how white looking. There's just more dimension. I needed more dimension in both of the palettes, because that makes me feel a lot better. Anyways, let me finish my face now. Okay, so now that my face is on, here are my final thoughts. So the Sugar Daddy palette, I think it's actually a lot more wearable than I originally thought. I just wish that it was a little bit deeper, but as far as blendability of the colors, like, they blend together very nicely. I just don't really feel like people of darker hues were considered when making this. Like, I don't know who they tested this on and why they thought I would be a good candidate for it, but I just don't feel like darker toned people were considered. And I just feel like that's the nicest way that I know how to put it. It's still a pretty good palette. I still got a couple of good looks at it. I mean, I can see myself reaching for this way more often than I initially thought upon looking at it. Okay, so I also don't think that like Arrangement and Sugar Daddy are like diverse enough to be put in the same palette. Like, I think that like you could have done without one or the other, and then supplemented this for something, one of these for something like significantly deeper, because they're essentially the same color. Like, especially when you're trying to blend them out, like I cannot tell the difference between the two. So would I recommend this palette? Sure. Just realize that you can only come up with like certain looks with this or whatever, and you'll probably like use other palettes to supplement it. Um, I like this size of the mirror. I think that like it's very usable. I honestly just I don't know. I think that this I think that this one lacks diversity, and I don't think that people of darker tones were considered. But I would still recommend it if you just wanted something like a palette for transition colors or for an eye highlight of some sort. I think that there is a few looks that you can come up with this. So if you would like it, then sure. And if you do like it, use my code. Code BTK10 off. All right, can y'all hear me? I'm using my phone right now to I guess be editor TK right now. I'm learning how to use the Sugar Daddy palette, and I'm actually more of a fan of it now than I was upon my initial use of it. I just want to throw that out there because like now that I'm wearing it again and I've given it like a second shot, I just want you to know that like my feelings about it are slowly changing. I actually feel really pretty. I'm not used to being this understated in my makeup, but I'm like I feel really pretty right now, and I just wanted to let you guys know that like my thoughts are slowly changing. I think my initial reaction is that I wanted something to be as dramatic as I usually wear it, but like not everyone wears their makeup very dramatically, and even Estate as like a brand, I suppose, don't really have too many dramatic looks. Like they're all about like looking fresh and having washes of colors and stuff like that. And so now that I'm like getting used to it, I'm like, okay, this is pretty. So I just wanted to hop on and say that really quick. And when talking about this palette, I'm going to use the Baby Girl palette in a second, and see if my thoughts change about that one. But my thoughts are definitely changed when it comes to the Sugar Daddy palette. So we will see how I feel about the. Am I even looking at the camera? We will see how I feel about the Baby Girl palette. Well, for you guys in a couple of seconds, but for me, I guess in a couple of hours, because I'm about to wash this off and see how the Baby Girl palette wears. But I actually feel really pretty right now, and I can't. I actually don't want to wash this off. Okay, all right, that's it. Bye. Now for Miss Baby Girl.
Baby mother girl.
I pretty much had the same issues. Like, there was really no pigment, and it's not really diverse enough. Like, the pigment takes for. I mean, so the coverage is like buildable, which I guess is good for some people. For me, like, I like color. So if you're a type of person who just likes a slight suggestion of color or a slight suggestion of pigment, then by all means get this. I like way more coverage in my makeup. And I like a lot more instant gratification. So when it comes to and chill, like it's very faint in color. Like I still thoroughly enjoy their products. Like first of all, their Do Me Baked highlighters are like legit. So like I love them. I'm using them. I'm wearing them now. Like they have really good products. I just don't think that this one quite hit the mark. So okay, and oh, let me not show you the ghetto ass microphone I have here. But LGTK, it's back. This is my second time trying the Baby Girl palette. This one's a little bit. This time is a little bit better. It's still harder to work with, but I think that you can come up with a look. I ended up using the one shade that just wasn't really, what's it called? And Chill. Ooh, sorry. I ended up using And Chill as my blush slash highlighter, and I'm kind of like living for it. I also put which other highlight? Oh, I also put Exposed on top of that again. But like just that color as a blush, I'm feeling it. I like it. I keep not looking at the camera, but I put some rhinestones on there too, just to like liven it up a bit because it just I don't know. I don't know. But overall, I feel like it's a solid palette. It's not going to, I don't know, save the world or anything, but I do think that you can come up with some looks, and I feel pretty. So This one took me a little bit longer than I thought it would, but and that was before the like rhinestones. But yeah, it just takes a minute for the colors to like actually build up. So if you're into like really like soft glam, I feel like this is really a good palette for you. But if you're looking for something that is uh more pigmented, then it's just you can get pigment obviously, but it's going to take you a while. So that was it. All right, moving on to the rest of the previous video. That is it for this video. If you like this content, if you like this video, if you like Estate Cosmetics, if you like me, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If not, then thank you for being here and watching me share my opinion. I suppose I'm going to cue the bloopers. It's been like a month. I was doing so good too. Okay, turn this phone on mute. I'm already recording. Fuck, I'm wasting time. I don't know how much of that wasn't recording. Okay. Can y'all still hear me from all the way over here? This is my second time using the Sugar Daddy. I have to learn how to look in the camera. Wow. Why is this so hard? There has to be an easy way to do this. Swatching is hard. Alright, so those were the I'm so rusty. I'm pretty sure that I just talked for like 5 minutes and wasn't even recording. Well, let's try to do a cute transition though. What do you think? Cute transition? Alright, let's see. Alright, and then it should be able to transition to me going like, if I remember to do it, which I probably won't.
It's not. Toronto's like trying really
I'm doing my eyebrow right now and trying to show up on Jackie Ina's live because she's on IG live right now. Leave me alone.
This was at a time when I had.
Oh god, it's literally 3 o'clock in the morning. And where did that? Oh my god, there's still glitter everywhere. I did a look the other day and I have glitter everywhere. And all I want to say is that I first would like to thank, but drop some shit. With that being said, did I tell you I got a new tattoo? Because I got a new tattoo. Full disclosure, full disclosure, full disclaimer. Full disclosure, this is a disclaimer. Okay, so, full disclosure, I don't feel good about this one. Like, I really hope that you guys still like me after this. Is that what my head shape looks like? It is 6:46 in the morning. Yeah, I'm definitely, I definitely need to go to bed. Alright, I'm out. And I'm gonna cue the outro. Dun 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 dun.